Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Realty and Design. My name is Laura Romero, and today we're going to focus on design. I have a piece of furniture that I used in my previous home as a dresser, but now in our new home, it does not really fit with the aesthetic of the home. And so instead of tossing it out or selling it, I'm going to reuse my piece of furniture. It's a dresser currently, but I'm going to change it up so that I can use it in my office as a credenza. The piece is right behind me, and I have chalk paint that I'm going to use to give it a new look. Right now it's like a golden brown wood with really good features, really beautiful legs, and so on and so forth. It's very heavy, but it's not really fitting in, so I'm going to use a very dark blue and make it look like something else. So stay tuned. The first thing that we need to do for this project is we need to clean it up. All you need to do is grab a lint-free piece of cloth and some water, and then you just clean it up. We're going to use chalk paint, which is very forgiving and very accepting of most materials, and it's going to be really fast and really easy. And to be honest, nowadays, isn't that what we want? Just easy, uncomplicated things, and that's what we're going to do. So stay tuned. The next thing we're going to do is prepare our paint. For this paint, we can add a little bit of water so we can minimize the streaks on the piece of furniture, which is what I like because I want it to look a little more modern than the usual shabby chic look that people go for with the chalk paint. We add a little bit of water, making it a little bit more thin and easier to glide on the furniture. So after we clean it with our rag, we're gonna start applying it. So we're gonna mix that up right now. Here is my paint, and here's my water. I have about 2/3 of a cup of paint, and I'm going to add just a little bit, so that we can dilute it just enough that it's easy to glide over the piece of furniture. Not too much. We don't want it to be too watery and complicate things by having to do extra coats and so on and so forth. So you just mix, and when you see the consistency that you like or feel comfortable with, then go ahead. See, now it's definitely a lot thinner. It just drips. Before it was way thicker. So here we go. And now we just start applying it. Don't forget to remove all of the hardware before you begin. That'll make it easier once you get started to just paint over that stuff. It's very simple. For this one, all we're going to do is unscrew it. So there are some screws back here, and you just unscrew. Very simple. That's it. There it is. Okay, here we go. Here's my brush. This is a specific brush for chalk paint, and here is my paint. So as I'm painting it, I'm noticing that it's not as thin as I want it to be, so I'm just going to add a little bit more water. You want to mix it really well. Right now I can see it's not There's water at the top of it. So these two little skewers are helping me. It's hard to see, I know. Okay, ready, let's give it another shot. Okay, I don't think I like the color. I have some gray, and the good thing about this chalk paint is you can mix it up. So I think it's too bright for my liking. So I'm going to add a little bit of gray and see how that goes. Okay guys, so here's the new blue. I added a little bit of gray so it's a little more subdued. So let's try that one and see if it works. The good thing about chalk paint is that it's very forgiving, so I can just paint over what I just did and it won't show. You can see a little bit of the difference. When it dries up, it'll be a little bit darker, but before we had a very bright blue, which was not going to go with my decor. It goes very well with other things, but not with my decor. So let's finish up. So the first layer is done. We are going to let that dry, and in the meantime I'm going to paint the drawers. Okay guys, so I'm done painting the drawers. Now I'm going to do the second layer, and once that one's done, I'll do the second layer on the drawers, and then we will move on to the wax. Okay guys, at this point everything is painted. You can see the final color. It's very beautiful. It's a blue with a little bit of gray in it. Everything has been done. Now what we're doing is we're sanding the specific areas that are going to look distressed. As you can see right here, we did some sanding there and there and there. All the areas where you would typically see distress in a typical piece of furniture. So we did that one, and then the final piece, the bigger piece, we sanded it as well, but then we went ahead and started applying the dark wax. So here you see it sanded in some areas, the corners, and then on the top as well. So there's distress on top, and then I went ahead and applied the wax. To start it off, because I'm going with the industrial look, I put dark wax first. As you can see, we sanded and then applied the dark wax to make it look industrial. See, here it is. The corners is where you would typically see some distressing and color discoloration, so I went ahead and did it with this, my regular rag, because this kind of gave like pattern. I didn't really want to go for that. See, there's the pattern specific. Didn't want it to be so specific. I want it to be more organic, as if it were really aged through time in this fashion. So all around it has been sanded and dark wax has been applied. Next, I will finish up with all the drawers and apply some dark wax in the little grooves right here. This is where the dark wax would go, in here. All around here. See, this is a good piece of furniture to do this with because it has 3 dimensions, so you can really get in there and distress it. Okay, we will see you soon. Okay guys, it's done. We completed the project. It was all in one afternoon. It took absolutely no time and very minimal skills and very minimal tools, just some wax paint. Some chalk paint and some wax, dark wax and some clear wax. After I put the dark wax in the areas where I wanted to show distress, I put a coat of clear wax all over it, in every drawer, or actually the face of every drawer. Wherever I painted, I put some clear wax. And that's it. That's all it takes, guys. So next time you see a piece like this or something similar, something with some charm, some real wood, and you want to save it, not throw it to the landfill, do it. Don't be afraid. As you can see, it was easy and it took no time. I'll zoom in now so you guys can enjoy all the little details. There's a distressing in the corner and distressing in the drawers, distressing all throughout. See it? Distressing on the top and a little distressing on the side. Distressing there and on this side as well.